development I did not see coming. Even when Patrick Mahomes threw 13 touchdowns in the first 3 games of 2018, I preached caution. That was dumb preaching, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Mahomes went on to be the no-brainer MVP and is now the presumptive #1 quarterback for fantasy football. My agenda for today is to look back at what made his 2018 so special, why my opinion has changed of him, maybe a few things that he doesn't do great, or at least didn't do great last year, and then we'll reconvene and talk a little bit about what to do with him overall, where we're taking him overall in fantasy drafts in 2019. Let's get to it. I could show you 100 different plays to break down what's good about Mahomes. Let's pick this one from week 16. This play is designed for Travis Kelce running a post out of the slot at the snap. Mahomes sees number 54 there, Bobby Wagner, clogging the middle. He very quickly turns his head right to find his second option, Charcandrick West, running a stop out of the backfield. If we stop it right there, I mean, West is open. And Mahomes gets a little antsy in the pocket. He doesn't throw that check down. That's honestly a hallmark of a young quarterback. I think Tom Brady probably throws that to James White and gets his 4-yard gain and lives to fight another day. But this relative weakness Mahomes has can turn into a strength in a heartbeat. This maniac takes off to his left, and then jumping into the air, he makes the highest degree difficulty play in the history of the NFL. All right, not really, but my spine certainly would explode, and he finds Charcandrick West in a scramble drill, and it's a touchdown. This is, in a word, bananas. A quick break to say thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring today's show. If you listen to my podcast, you know I play DraftKings every week. It's great. In fact, I play often against many of you. DraftKings got a great offer going on right now. If you don't have a DraftKings account, if you've been thinking about getting one, click on the link below me in the show notes. That'll take you to DraftKings, make an account, make a deposit. I think the minimum might be $5. They will send you a copy of my Harris Football 2019 Player Profile Almanac for free. The Almanac is a pretty fun tool. It's got profiles of like 240 players. It's more than 200 pages. It's a PDF. I think you'll laugh. There's a lot of snark in there. I wrote it all myself all summer long. If you listen to the show, you certainly know that I talk about the Almanac a lot. And DraftKings can get a copy of it to you right now for opening an account there. So click on that link, and thank you very much to DraftKings for sponsoring today. All right, continuing on with a discussion about what made Pat Mahomes a revelation to me in 2018. This play against the Patriots probably shouldn't work. It shouldn't be a deep completion anyway. New England playing 2 safeties back with a 15-point lead. This is a zone coverage, quarters coverage. You're not getting over the top. That's what this defense is designed to do. But then just through sheer ridiculous arm ability, Mahomes rolls to his right. That's the much harder side because you have to throw across your body, ho-hum, and extends the play and throws it 45 yards. Jason McCourty, number 30 of the Patriots right there, instinctively knows if Kareem Hunt's going to run that far down the field, listen, go ahead. You don't have to run that deep because the quarterback's rolling right like that. So I'm good, right? Right? And then there's whatever the heck this is. This is Brett Favre stuff. Just run around backwards and turn a 4 yards to go to the end zone into a 20-yard laser. I'm assuming you don't need a lot of evidence that the league MVP had a good season. This stuff that I'm showing you is plastered all over his tape. I don't think anybody could have been prepared for what an outlier, physical freak Patrick Mahomes is coming into last season. I'll be honest, yes, Mahomes is an insane freak of nature, but the fact that Tyreek Hill plays on his team, no matter what we think of him personally, is a huge difference maker. Obviously, I can show you this kind of play where Hill just runs past the people who are trying to cover him. Good throw by Mahomes, but way up in the air like that. I can show you a lot of those from last season. A lot of quarterbacks actually can make that throw, right? The high up in the air throw. That's just about Tyreek Hill being faster than everyone. And then this one, the Cardinals are playing everyone back. They're in that same quarters coverage, but when Hill approaches the safeties in the middle of the field, they lose their minds or something, and they get paranoid about him running past them, even though they're standing in the end zone. I don't know. But anyway, Hill is so quick, he stops, and it's a touchdown. Again, I think this particular play is a little bit more about Hill than it is about Mahomes. But listen, it's not like Mahomes never diagnoses a read and makes plays with his brain, too. This is a big spot against the Rams in an epic game, not the last touchdown of the game, by the way, trailing by 3, I think about 3 minutes to go in the game. The Chiefs are going to flood 4 pass catchers to the left side of the formation after the running back goes in motion. But actually, pre-snap, Mahomes sees this is likely to be a double team on Hill out of the slot. Hill's post is going to take him directly into number 22, Marcus Peters, and number 20, LaMarcus Joyner, is sitting over the top. So at the snap, Mahomes is thinking, all right, well, I can't throw it to Hill. This essentially boils down to crossers. Travis Kelce off the line going left, and Chris Conley from the left slot crossing right. Certainly helps that 2 Rams defenders bash into each other. Conley was probably going to be open anyway, and Mahomes doesn't force it to Hill. Easy touchdown to Conley. No crazy athleticism necessary here. This is a good pre-snap read and a good read as the play gets underway. Okay, what can go wrong with Mahomes? First of all, pretty obviously, when you're the league's biggest wild card as a playmaker, constantly trying to extend things and make insane throws that nobody else should ever attempt, sometimes bad things will happen. Any other QB on a play like this, you're yelling at him that he's Jay Cutler. You're Jay Cutler, pretty big insult. When Jameis Winston is bad, this is the kind of thing he does. But with Mahomes, for 1 year anyway, the evidence is overwhelming that he'll make something good out of doing something quasi-stupid like this more often than he'll do something bad, so I think you just let it go. Mahomes has negatives in his field reading, though. So this winds up being a completion against the Seahawks, and because it worked, you say, oh man, what great chemistry with Travis Kelce. That Pat Mahomes, heart of a burglar. But against 2 deep, this is a stubborn read. If you're throwing it over Bobby Wagner, down the seam, you're at least giving a free shot on Kelce from a safety, and it turns into the smallest window imaginable. He hits it, it worked, but at the beginning of the play, I've got Damian Williams in the slot, covered by KJ Wright, a slow 6'4" linebacker. That's the smart play here, going to Damian Williams, not going to Travis Kelce. Oh my goodness, am I ever nitpicking? I was late to the Patrick Mahomes bandwagon last year, mostly because I think I was seeing some of these young player omissions, and I wasn't accounting for the possibility that he might turn out to be a once-in-a-generation athlete at the position, which after 1 season, it definitely appears he might be, and therefore I was wrong. But can he get to 50 touchdowns again? History tells us no way. It's just hard to average more than 3 touchdowns per game. Mahomes had 9 TD passes from inside an opponent's 3-yard line last year. That's pretty lucky, right? Sometimes the running back just scores and doesn't get tackled at the 2. Even if we take out Brady's injury-destroyed 2008 that we see here, there have been 11 QBs who've had 40-plus touchdown seasons in NFL history. And on average, taking away Brady, they saw their next year decline by about 13 touchdowns. Mahomes is great, but luck was involved. These things ebb and flow. So indeed, Mahomes is my QB1 for this season, but I don't think that 50 touchdowns is likely to recur. And so if we're going to talk about where we're drafting him overall compared to other positions, I'm going to guess he can have a really good season and still be the QB1 and not quite have such a big gap between himself and QB2, QB3, whatever. And therefore, if I'm in my first, second, or third round, I'm not taking Patrick Mahomes in a 1-quarterback league. If I get down to like the 4th round, I could see it. If everybody's been really patient on quarterback, I can see it. I think in a lot of even single quarterback leagues, you won't get that kind of patience, and you probably won't get Mahomes unless you're willing to spend one of those first 3-round picks. Now, the exception to this, of course, is in a 2-quarterback league, or a superflex league, which I actually advocate for. In that case, I have Mahomes as my number 15 overall player, and so if you're early 2nd round, I think that's a fine place to take him. In a 1-quarterback league, though, I don't expect the gap to be as big this year, and therefore I don't want to spend that kind of draft capital when I can get a quarterback who's a significant percentage of Patrick Mahomes much, much later and at better value in my draft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll promise to try to be smarter about Patrick Mahomes in the future.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.